How many years have you been making jewelry?
I've been making jewelry about 30 years. I started back when I was sitting there one day and wanted something to wear with the Easter dress and couldn't find what I wanted, so I found the beads, the color I wanted, and I made it to suit what I wanted to wear with my dress. It is an art form. You have to use creativity to be able to do it. I see something, I like it, but it's not the colors I want, then I use just an art form in order to put it together. And mine never looks like somebody else's, but it's my art, and that's what art is.
Do you often go into stores and say, I can make that instead of buying the jewelry?
Most of the time, yes. And usually I can make it cheaper than what it's in the store to sell for.
Do you make them for other people more often, or do you like to make them for yourself?
I make them for myself, and then I have special ones that likes what I make, so I share.
And you've been making charms and ornaments and stuff for church functions?
I do. I make crosses, wire wrap crosses. I make beaded ornaments. Sometimes they're candy canes, and sometimes they're wreaths. We do that, and I share my art with them.
So you used to go to bead shows and classes to make jewelry a lot. Can you tell me about some of those things?
Yes. After I decided this is what I wanted to do, I got in with a bead shop in Tallahassee. We took classes in making glass beads. We took classes in wire wrapping. I took classes in how to knot pearls. And just all that going together, then you can just pretty well make what you want.
And what was your favorite part about going to bead shows and seeing all the crafters and vendors with all their tents set up with beads?
Well, you get an idea of what's out there, and there's acrylic beads, there's glass beads, there's metal beads, there's wooden beads, and it's really, as she says, it's an art that you have, and it's just fun to do. I enjoyed meeting people and seeing the different items that was there and the different products that was there. I like to make earrings. That and necklaces is what I got started in. I make a few bracelets. I make pendants. I really enjoy wire wrapping more than any of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stress reliever, and it gets my mind off things that I do that when I just need to be by myself. It's a by myself thing. I've enjoyed spending time with Darren and working with her, trying to teach her some different techniques that I have learned over the years, and it's something that we do together. It's a project that she and I share. We both enjoy it.
I've been doing it for about 15 years now, just going to bead shows with my grandmother, and that was when it really started. I loved going and seeing rows and rows of different types of jewels and beads and what all these other artists are making to enhance other people's art.
I really enjoyed making the glass beads when we take the glass rods and use the blow torches or the torches to melt the glass to make the beads. I really enjoyed that.
And that's something you started doing with my granddad, right?
Yeah. I went to Tallahassee to take the class, and he rode with me, and he wound up enjoying it more than I did. So he would make the beads, and he would have to threaten Darren to stay on the other side of the room so she wouldn't get burnt, because she had to be in the middle of everything we done.
And it's truly a community of people that do this, right?
It is. We have our own little community, our own little family. But it's interesting. I really love it. There's about 4 different ladies that I have met that I have kept in touch with through the years, and some of them were store owners, some of them were teachers. I even got into polymer clay and learned how to make beads out of polymer clay in order to make jewelry with. I have learned how to make beads using paper, where you roll your beads and seal them and make jewelry with those. So it's an interesting craft. Sky's the limit. Sky is your limit. It's just what it suits you.
What would you say to someone that wanted to start making jewelry?
If they want to really get into it, it's fun. But don't get into it thinking you're going to make a lot of money on it. I do it as I do it and give my stuff away. I hardly ever charge for anything. Now, if you're wanting to get into it for the money process, then I can show you what I know, but I couldn't tell you how to have a business.
So you enjoy giving them to people?
I do. It's nice to know that you can give somebody something, and then it makes you even proud when you see them wear it.
So today we made the wire wrap Tree of Life charms. About when did you learn how to do those?
That probably fell in about the same time I was learning wire wrapping, about 15 years ago.
It's supposed to symbolize the Tree of Life throughout history and religious and stuff like that. What does the Tree of Life mean to you? Why do you like making that charm?
Well, you start with the roots, and that's where everything starts, is with the root. Then you build your trunk, and from there you go to your limbs and your leaves. And of course, every leaf is going to fall at one time or another. And then when you fall, you start back over with your roots, your trunk. It's just a part of life. It's your life.
And every single Tree of Life charm we've made has been different?
Yes, ma'am. We have good days and we have bad days. And today we had some interesting ones that come out today. But yeah, every piece of jewelry you make, I don't care how particular you are, will always be a little different from the one you made before. It is hard to copy and make two just alike.
I think that's what really makes it art. You can't copy something. It's every single piece you make has to be different just because we're human.
We're human. If we were all the same, then the world would be a totally different place.
Would you consider jewelry to be a form of folklore and folk people art?
I do, because if you'll go back to our past history, especially going back as far as I know the Indians, they all wore beads. Most of them were made from from bones, but that was a type of jewelry for them. And then it has just come through the years.
I think it's really cool that you've connected with people through jewelry, and there's so much history behind every type of jewelry making.
It is, and it's like we have said before, it's our own little family. It's just different. And there's a lot of people out there that does it, and I know a lot that does it just for fun. And like I said, I use it a lot for a stress reliever. So it's interesting what you can come up with, and your imagination is always there.